Hey guys, KC Jilly here at my home garden. Thought I'd just show you all a few little things. I'm not gonna make a big one on this one, but just show you the progress. September here is kind of like spring up in the mid United States, you know what I mean? Nice, wonderful temperatures. Finally, we get a little bit of it. So let me show you what's up. The grapevine is prospering. The corn. Don't know if we got enough time to get an ear on there, but one ear is all I want out of all of that. If I can't eat it, at least if I can get some seed. And there's some pretty little morning glories for anybody who likes the flowers. My bell pepper plants got flowers all over them. Down here, got a bell pepper. Over there, got a bell pepper. These guys are the lunchbox peppers. They are delicious. I love them. See, I got plenty of flowers. Hope it'll kick off some more. All right. This is another bell pepper. I see a few flowers, not too much. Hopefully they'll make. And those are also bell pepper plants down there. I have one or two bell peppers down there. All right. I do not know what that is. I started it in the spring and just struggled to do anything, and now it's coming alive, so we'll see. Here we have, I do not know what these guys are. I call them Satan or the devil. They're hot like the pits of hell to me. They are hot suckers. These guys right here are sweet heat. And they're kind of like a bell pepper in a way, except for they actually have a little hot on the end of them. Okay. I came through here the other night and ate all the big stuff off of this one, but the bell peppers, the banana peppers are doing really good right now. You can see the plants are thriving. Okay. This one is also a banana pepper that I transplanted from another garden area because it was too shady and wasn't getting anything. And it's staggered along a little bit, but it's coming back. These are my serranos. You can see it's fully loaded. Loving it. See if we can get down here and show you guys. I'm loaded on that serrano. Jalapeno, even though it's a shorty. There's peppers all in here. See if I can get a good shot in here. All over the place. You can tell this is one I overwintered. Look at that. It looked like a tree down there. Doing all the good. And here's a tomato that made it. It's flowering. And there is a tomato that made it. And no flowers yet. But we'll see what happens. Banana trees. Holy cow, man. That dude's bigger than my ash tree now. Let me see if I can get zoomed in on it. I had to get away from it to put it into perspective. It's up there with the pecan tree, which is established, and probably, I recall them planting it about the same time as us. That's probably 25, 30-year-old pecan tree. And this guy is about 6, 7-month-old banana tree that's half as tall as that dadgum big one. So, doing good. The elephant ears are thriving. I haven't even chopped on them. I'm just leaving them alone for the moment. And this junk right here, it's really trash, but there is some sunflowers in there that may do something, I guess. This is bird food right there. When it falls down in there, it makes that mess, and then it's up to me to get in here and get it all out, and I don't want to, so I'm gonna leave it for my wife because I don't want the bird feeders in there anyway. And these are some pretty cool little flowers. If they make it, there's another one over there. Hard to tell, but they're a really pretty flower that grows in the shade. I'll try to find out more information about them for you. But elephant ears, doing great. Dadgum passion vine, doing fine as well. You can see there's a little one right there growing. They come all the way out. Look, we planted one right there, where right now you see this grapevine. Look, right at the bottom of the grapevine. That's where the original was planted. Okay, there's my grapevine coming on up. And this is the passion vine that you're seeing. This guy has came and growed all the way out here in the middle of my yard. That's how far it travels underground, roots, that far. I pulled a whole bunch of them in this part of my garden. I'm getting flowers on this guy. Getting some flowers on that guy, so it's doing really good. This rose found a little bit of sun creeping out from underneath those elephant ears. You can see my brassicas back there. They're making it. I've got some critters munching on stuff. My green beans, they're about ready to come off too. I've already loaded up one bag of green beans. You can see them down in there. It's ready for round 2. And this guy's my big surprise. Let me see if I can back up. This tomato bush has been here all year. Went through the summer. Burn up. It was just a stick. Okay. This little burn up stick now. I mean, I have got tomatoes all over this thing. Unless we get some more crazy hail, I'm in for, at least off of this guy, a whole herd of tomatoes. Look at that. Look at those clusters. Is that not beautiful? Makes me so happy. And a poor okra is back here hiding in the back, trying to get out to the sun. This one I haven't seen any tomatoes on it, but it made it through too. It's too shady, I guess. I don't know. And this is Aroma. Looks good, but I haven't seen any tomatoes on it either. Okay, so get a little peek at my stuff. And that basil was the one I chopped down to the ground, all the way down to about right in there. And then it's just fresh stuff in the last probably month and a half. And as you can see, the dadgum thing's ready to go to seed again. Let's check out the next area. My little Egyptian spinach, grown up pretty tall. Got lots and lots of little pods on it. I do not know if it's color or what, but try to zoom in on those things. They say they're good like okra pickled. Yet to find out. I'm gonna leave it alone this year. I wanna eat them, but my mother-in-law grazes the leaves every time she comes by, but I haven't checked it out yet. Now, let's see in the greenhouse. Okay, up high you can see this guy. That's a full-size tomato they're putting on. And I want to say whatever this is some weird hybrid thing. I thought it was a determinate tomato. It is the same thing as that guy. Okay, so I mean, look at that loaded down bugger. They're the ones that's going to make me some tomatoes before it gets too cold. The sun golds are putting out like crazy. I'm munching on a few of them, but I've also been putting them in Ziploc bag and freezing them. I'm going to make some salsa with them and all those peppers. But you can see everything's thriving as far as that goes. This bunch is all over. Now this guy is some full-size tomato right here. He's putting something on. I don't even remember what it is. I have to go back and look at all my videos. Keeping you up high for a minute. You can see I've got lots of flowers up there. Lots of flowers. So things keep on like they are. Have some more tomatoes there. Look at the way this guy flowers. I don't even know, I don't remember if this was an Anise Noir. I think it was. Look at that flower on that thing. It's crazy looking. Here's another one. They kind of, let's see if I can back on. They kind of wrap up at the end and then bush out from it. And then you, in the middle of all that, you got a couple of normal flowers. So I don't know if maybe I have something that's kind of retarded. It's got some crazy genes going on or something. But either way, if it puts some out for me, I'll be a happy camper. In my German green, I don't see any tomatoes on it yet. I've seen lots and lots of flowers. Hopefully, it will give me some before time's over. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any on that guy. Who knows? And this is the pink Berkeley tie-dye. It's got a lot of flowers too. Hopefully it'll put some on. They were really good too. And I'll just peek outside and let you see. How about the marigolds? I finally got some. That dang bush is about 5 foot tall, but it's fell over. I had to put a cage around it. Now I know that these grow in the fall for me, and not necessarily in the spring. So, coming back in here, I got more brassicas. Still don't even remember what everything is. I just have to see as it grows up. You can see I've got a little bit of carrots along this edge. I've got my Texas 1015 white onions all throughout this whole area. The okra, my wife has picked some off and it's coming still. So we got everything going on. We got winter and summer, all that stuff's happening in this little area. All right, excuse me. See, guys, still got the good pickling size there. All right, and this stuff is arugula. And like I said in a previous video, my wife does not care for the taste of it at all. It doesn't make a difference to me either which way, but I will not be growing it again. Hopefully I can pawn it off on somebody who wants it because I don't want to waste it. More brassicas. Got a big old dragonfly. All he wants to do is figure out how to get out of here, but hopefully he'll eat all the skeeters. I got another basil from my seed that I just stuck in there because I didn't want to let it just die if I didn't have to. And you see all the carrots in there. Had to thin that stuff out, but there's my bunching onions. Things doing pretty well right now this time of year. Now let me show you this. There's not time for these tomatoes. I just wanted to see. So, but you know, there's some more suckers started. Okay. And here is more of those 1015 onions. Oh, you see little green sprigs. It's really kind of hard to see them. That's them though. Little rows of them. The little round leafed stuff like this, that's trash. I need to pick it out of there. It's actually easier when it's bigger. And I've got all of these carrots as well. They're really doing pretty darn good. I'll have to thin all this stuff out. It's my first year to grow them, so I was just tickled to see them come on up. That little experiment worked down under here where nothing gets put or used and stays kind of damp, and it's perfect. All right, let's go outside and look at another area. I guess I'm gonna call this the fallen garden because it just looks like hell with all the tomato plants laying down going natural, but I don't care. I'm just out for whatever I can get between now and the freeze. Now this stuff ought to make it through a lot of it as long as it doesn't freeze hard. This is perpetual spinach, and we've been eating a bunch of it. I like it. And it holds up in the heat, and it's big. You know, I don't know if you can see this. That's a big spinach leaf. That worked pretty good in some of our Italian recipes and stuff. I can see a tomato is forming right about there. So it's working out. It may look like a mess, but I'm just not investing a lot of time into fixing this side up. I got flowers everywhere. In between, you see the brassicas hiding down in there. You can see them. And maybe it'll confuse the bugs, all this stuff mixed in here together. Now, I'm pretty sure this is probably sun gold, just looking, but you know, this is all my suckers. They did pretty darn good. This stuff's growing up pretty good. What I'm doing is I'm going to get what I can out of this year, and then I'm going to bring in some of that fertilizer dirt because, like I showed you in a video before, this dirt here is just solid clay, and it's actually pretty hard clay. Now, hiding amongst this is a volunteer potato plant, and it looks like the critters are eating it all to pieces. So, who knows? You know, I'm not really sweating it, but it was looking pretty good. Something's munching out on it, and I have these guys are native around here, and they get up in there and vine out and cover everything. I hate them. Anywho, so the fallen garden, I guess you'd say. Asparagus is looking pretty good. Still ferning out. It's, you know, it's gotten really tall. You can see the strawberries are growing all over the place and filling themselves in. They're even growing up underneath the asparagus. And I can see over there, let's see if I can get you a little closer. You can see there's one. I could probably pick that one, but you know, just one, I don't know. Anywho, that's what this section looks like. Now, we'll go that way. Okay, more 10-15 onions. You can see the little rows. Everything's small right now. By next spring, these guys will be standing up. You'll be able to see it a lot more clearly. So, comfrey, fig tree looking good. Peach tree doing all right. Right down there, I have two China jade cucumbers. I don't know how much time I got. Hopefully, you know how they are. Once they get going, they'll take off, but they're pretty small. So if they will, they're gonna grow up. Sorry. They're gonna grow up this little arch until the season's over. And I've got some more seeds since they took, so I'll grow them again in the spring. Comfrey's doing good. Peach tree is what it is. There's my parsley. You can see it looks really healthy. And I don't know why, but that burn it, this is my cilantro. And I really have grief with cilantro. I can get it started, but I can't keep it going worth it. You know what? So I got some learning to do on the cilantro. All right, the orange tree, doing really good. This is another Roma tomato next to it. It's flowering. Another orange tree. Little bit of chlorosis, but it's doing okay. And the dadgum trumpet vine is ready to take over the world. So that's about all. There's a better look at that marigold. You can see how big the thing got. I mean, it just, I didn't know how they grew. I always see them in little people's little pots and stuff around there, and they're about this tall, maybe from the bottom, you know, a foot. But this dadgum thing, man, I guess because it's the African type, it is a monster. Those cannas, I'm fixing to have to do some cutting on those guys. And look at these little critters all over this seed pod. They're munching out. And they can have all of that they want. I'm not gonna sweat it one bit. All right, now we're heading into the last section. Okay, so I got this squash taking over the world. I need to cut a bunch of the leaves at the beginning of it, but it's given us probably 4 or 5 squash already. You see some more of the fallen tomatoes just laying around. There's Israeli melon underneath there, but it's not gonna do anything, and it's getting smothered out by the squash at this point. I'm not sweating it. Okay, I've got brassicas all the way down. All flavors. Okay. And this squash is giving us several as well. I tore off some of them leaves. It was just smothering out everything. You see, I got one ready in there right now, big boy. But this seems to be a more straight-necked squash than the crook neck I grew during the early part of the year. But you can see that's a pretty good size one there. Pull that guy off. I don't know what kind of pepper this is, but I'll find out if the squash will quit shading it out. That's why I tore these leaves off. It's trying. I don't know if you can see down in there, but you know, it's trying. It wants to. And same with this. I don't know what this is. Kind of looks bell peppery, but I don't know, y'all. Have to give it a little bit more time. No telling. No telling. All right, and then we got another squash over here. It's got one ready too. So I mean, I've had squash all year. Usually I quit, but you know what? Hardest times are right now. I'm gonna make the most out of whatever I can get and do the best I can with it. Try not to waste, and hopefully that'll pay off. I think it has helped a little bit on the grocery bills. This hollyhock's doing real good, so can't wait to see it next year when it's got flowers. I've never seen them. All right, guys, y'all see what I see. It's looking good, and we're gonna push into the future. I'll give you an update in a week or two when I got something to show you. We'll see y'all next time.